Hello, my name is Roberta and I'd like to speak to you about my experiences with Chinese health balls. For the past 30 or more years, I've had a small cottage industry involved with hand sewing, and of course I spend way too many hours on the computer, as most of us do. The hand sewing has been keeping my hands in a very cramped position, and the computer use has of course brought my shoulders and neck up like this in a posture that's been very uncomfortable for me. About 3 years ago, John told us that he was going to have a class or small workshop for about an hour on the Chinese health balls. I thought this would really help with the tension that I'm holding in my hands, so I took the class. At that time, we were given a pair of the Baoding health balls, have a charming little chime in them, and I learned how to manipulate them. We saw experts from the United States and from China demonstrating about a dozen or so of the different postures and movements with them. I took my pair home and I began to work with them, and there was one movement that was very comfortable for me and felt very natural, and I felt very pleased that I could do it. However, I didn't really practice all of the movements. I found what I was doing was holding the pair in my hand and just squeezing them, and that alone brought a lot of release to the tension in my hands that would build up while I was sewing and computer typewriting with one finger. Short time later, John said that he was going to have a 3 to 4 hour workshop, and it was going to explore more of the health benefits from using the Chinese health balls. I thought this might really give me more information and help with my basic problems that I do have. At that time, I chose the steel balls, which have a lot more heft to them, and I really felt good holding these balls. They're a little bit larger, so by that time I had worked with them a little bit longer, and so I was able to manipulate, do the same basic motion, and perhaps even increase than doing the reverse motion with the other hand even, so I felt very pleased. What I got out of that class was that instinctively you have to drop your palms up, hold your hands upright to hold them, and I found out that by holding them correctly, my elbows dropped and my shoulders dropped and my neck cramps eased, and instead of just bringing relief to my hands, immediately from the fingertips all the way through my neck and shoulders, it brought relaxation posture to me, and I realized this is really helping my whole upper body. So even if I only just did the basic twisting, turning motion, the first one that we all feel instinctively, this really brought a lot of relief to me. Shortly after that, probably within 6 months, John held another 3 to 4 hour session, and I thought it couldn't hurt to take another one, so I did, and at that time I chose a pair of agate balls. These are the most comfortable because they have a nice, natural, cool, warm feeling, and when they clack together, they have a nice, soft sound. I really like to work with this pair best of all, probably just because they do feel nice in the hand. The most important thing that I've taken away from all of the classes that I've had, all the workshops, all three combined, is that I know for myself I have to keep a pair or two near all of my workstations and the computer. I know that if I had to get up and go get a pair, I would just keep putting it off. I'd say, okay, just as soon as I finish this one last thing, well, let me just read this one last thing, then I'll go and get them. No, I wouldn't use them. So I find if I can keep a pair or two within arm's reach, no matter where I'm sitting, while I'm doing some reading or thinking or planning my next project, I can pick up a pair and keep manipulating them in my hands, even if I'm just squeezing them, or if I do pick up a pair in one hand or in both hands, then I can be working on them and put them down when I'm ready to do a little bit of typing or do some hand sewing, and set them down, pick them up again when I'm ready, and I can sneak in those few minutes several times during the day, or a longer half-hour session when I'm just squeezing them or moving them hand to hand. And I just get a lot of release and tension throughout my neck, sometimes never even letting it build up to a really tension point where it can build up to a headache even. So my name's Roberta, and I really appreciate the fact that you listened to me this far, and I encourage you to take one of John's classes to find out what the medicine balls can do for you. Chinese health balls, I love them. Thank you.